I'm really an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
By heart. Little girl making ice candy.
Ice candy sa ref, yung
and then
plastic.
Selling it. Even my own executives didn't believe in the product. I believed in it so much, I fought for it. And we were several years, it was just not making money. And they said, Ma'am, tigil na natin. Sabi ko, no. We will continue.
So you
we
are amused by these memes?
We're amused.
Hindi
yes.
kayo na-insulto?
Especially when my dad got COVID. Okay? So, instead of Enrile getting COVID, si COVID nagka-Enrile.
Mention the word Delimondo and Filipinos will readily remember the homegrown brand made famous by its corned beef and other food products. Dati, hindi kilala, pero ngayon ay household name na. Tara't samahan ninyo ako para malaman kung paano ba kakagatin ang inyong produkto o serbisyo kasama ang power woman na si Katrina Ponce Enrile, President and CEO ng Jaka Investments Corporation, isa sa pinakamalaking kumpanya ng bansa. At sa kauna-unahang pagkakataon, papasukin ninyo ang planta ng Delimondo para makita ninyo kung paano ba ginagawa ang inyong paboritong corned beef. Dito lamang sa Usapang Bilyonaryo.
You're a serial entrepreneur. You even had a pandesal business.
Yeah, I had Pandesal Magic, I had options, right?
Yes, options.
People forget that. But yeah, I'm really an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
By heart. Little girl making ice candy.
Ice candy sa ref, yung
and then
plastic.
Selling it.
You're being an entrepreneur came from where?
He made his fortune in the stock market. He's Ilocano. He knows how to keep money. And my mom also, she knows how to keep money. Both of them were very tight with money. My mom was also a very good investor.
So what was it that triggered those?
Actually, I need some creative outlet. Always. Because my mind keeps always going with so many ideas.
And Delimondo, you began, 16 years ago?
Actually, it was a long time ago without a name.
Okay.
But the actual name came out in 2006. Prior to that, people don't know this, but we provide the corned beef for Jollibee, right? And I said, what if I make my own corned beef, right? So I said, I started doing my own tests. Then I started canning it, no label, and I used to give that out as gifts for Christmas. And then after a while, people were asking me, Katrina, where did you get this corned beef? I said, no, we make it. Then I said, can we order? I said, sure.
How did that deal with Jollibee come about?
We actually supply a lot of food chains. Aside from, also most of the pizza toppings of some, I'm not gonna name them anymore, we make them.
When did this business start?
When we purchased Barney's Food.
Who was at the helm of Jaka then?
It was my brother. And then he kind of left because he ran for politics in 1998. And that was exactly the time that the Asian crisis hit,
Yeah.
right? If you remember, 97, right? I was kind of left with the problem of having to deal with our loans and everything. So we had to restructure everything. But I was bullish.
Because interest rates were
so high. The peso devalued just overnight.
Yeah.
So, and I never took up business. I took up political science at UP.
Yeah.
So
and law in Ateneo.
Yeah, 2 years. Not a single unit of business class at UP or anywhere else. So everything I learned just came
On the job.
innately in me
Because you're a serial entrepreneur nga.
because I'm creative. You don't have to know, you don't have to go to, for me, you don't have to go to business school. If you have it, you have it. And if you don't have it, no business school is going to teach you how to create. For me, it's creation.
It's creation.
Papakita natin yung buong process.
Amoy bulalo. Amoy bulalo.
This is the only place that they handle the meat.
We go first to the beginning of the process. All of them galing sa
Our
that's our freezer.
freezer.
That's negative 25 degrees.
cannot go-
Fully cattle. That is why we declare it in our label 100% cattle. Nobody declares any competition.
Only Delimondo.
Only Delimondo.
Katrina, how many percent of the business in the food group?
Before, actually, Delimondo is around 10% of the business.
Yeah.
But right now, it's reverse already. 90% is Delimondo.
Wow! Galing!
Galing.
Ano bang gayuma linagay ni Katrina sa recipe? What's happening here?
Upstairs, they're casing it.
Okay.
Product.
Katrina, the 850 million capitalization for this was all company generated or did you have to borrow?
Borrowed.
How many percent of Delimondo is being exported?
Coming from a 5% export, right now we are at 15% already.
The corned beef is really your recipe.
It is. It's different from the one that we give to Jollibee. So that took a while because I didn't want Jollibee to say, "Oh, you're canning na the."
Right.
So it had to be very different. Yeah.
So you're the only one who knows it? No naman.
I'm the one who knows it. I actually know it. I can when I look at it, when I smell it, and when it's just smelling, I already know if it's right and if it's my product.
How do you safeguard the recipe?
The spice mix is what the process is fairly simple, but the spice mix is what
You guard.
I keep. Yeah.
And the knack for cooking.
That's I love to eat.
Okay.
Halata ba?
Jaka, though, did not start in the food processing business, right? I
No. When 1974 came, it was purely an investment company. We were investing in other companies. I told you my mom likes to invest,
Yeah.
and my dad also invests because he was playing the stocks. So we had a lot of stocks in different
publicly listed
publicly
companies.
listed, and then they all put that as an investment. That's why it's called Jaka Investments Corporation, right? So, Jaka being Jack and Katrina. 1975, my dad was approached by Swedish Match. They wanted to get out of the country. They couldn't run their match company very well, and they had a lot of debt. So my dad was able to get the match company by assuming the debt.
So he got it for a song, in a way.
In a way, it was free. We got it for free, but we had to assume the huge debt and had to turn it around. So when they say ill-gotten wealth, okay, that's kind of really not fair because we didn't borrow from any government institution. We borrowed money from commercial banks. So
There were no behest loans.
no BHES loans. And we got businesses because they were bankrupt and we were good at turning them around.
Did your dad ever have to try the Delimondo corned beef? Did you have to seek his approval? It must have been tough during the crisis.
We had to be practical. You know, I had to let go of a lot of people. I was the bad person. I had to let go of, we were very top heavy. So I had to let go of a lot of the executives. And I just kept very key people that I thought that could really be helpful to me. And then, of course, we went to the banks and did whatever we could to lower our debt. Luckily, we didn't have a dollar-denominated debt, except for one business which I gave up. We were in a chartering business. You know, we had a lot of fixed wings and helicopters. I sold it back to the person that we bought it for $1.
What?
Yeah, but you assume the debt, right? So I learned that from my dad, right?
How many buildings does Jaka own in Makati?
Well, we used to own a lot, but we sold the one along Ayala. We had two along Ayala. We sold both of them. That was the one that I used to pay off the loans. I had to lighten, you know, and go back to our core business. So which was desiccated coconuts, the matches, yeah. But then, you know, as things progressed, you know, the match became a sunset industry because the lighters came in and all that. So I had to find a way how to replace our cash cow, right? And then so I said, I turned, and that's how I got Delimondo start.
And it's huge. I mean, because before you seemed
Before-
like just this upstart, you know, you were just this
Yeah.
tiny brand.
Yeah,
And
we
then-
were. I was just in the Salcedo market, just there. That's how I started Delimondo. Aside from giving it away, you know,
And then
in cans with no label.
there was a story also, and this is a chance to address it, that because of the coup, supposedly our economy at that time was already, you know, on the
Tittering.
recovery.
Oh,
But after the coup,
yeah.
of course, it collapsed. And there was this story that that's when Jaka acquired some of the buildings in Makati in a coup, again, supposedly instigated by their father.
Well, actually, our broker there was Mar Rojas. Can you imagine that?
He was?
Yeah. Mar's a good businessman.
Okay.
I think he's a better businessman than he is. Okay, don't get mad, ha?
Then he is what?
Never mind. But Mar, I love you.
He was your broker.
Yeah.
When he sold those buildings, in what year?
That was
Kasi yung
that
coup na
was
yun is 89.
that was in the early 90s also.
So prices were
Yeah, prices were
low.
low.
Were low. But then, but did you have to go into debt to acquire them or no?
No.
Did your dad ever have to try the Delimondo corned beef? Did you have to seek his approval?
No.
Oh no. He let you go. He let you.
He didn't know I was doing it. I just did it. And for a while, even my own executives didn't believe in the product. But for you to be able to do something, it's either you believe your product or don't even do it. I believed in it so much, I fought for it. And we were, several years, it was just not making money. And they said, Ma'am, tigil na natin. Sabi ko, no. We will continue.
Siyempre,
The-
CEO ka.
Yeah. And then the sales. Ito lang ang sales, ma'am.
Yeah,
Sabi
so
ko,
did you
because I said I'm gonna use social media. Noon hindi pa naman ginagamit ng social media. So word of mouth, social media, nobody was using it then. I was using it already, not knowing that, you know, that it would really help. And so then they started saying, Mom, we're really selling now. And then we went na to the main outlets, you know, like we got into got into SNR first. And then from there, we took off.
You never doubted.
I never doubted my products. I never doubted my label, even if they said, one of my executives said, it looks like a label for dog food. I said, I don't care what you think. This is what I want, and there's a reason.
heard
There's a reason for that.
What?
Because I can't see, nga. And so when I go to groceries, I said, the easiest way to find my product, if it's a different color, everybody's also colorful. So if you see, a sea of white cans there, that's Delimondo. So there, it's really easier to find.
They didn't like how it looked. I thought
It
was
wasn't
very
It
distinctive.
wasn't important what they thought. I liked it. I was that bullheaded and hard-headed about it. The Delimondo line is my creation from scratch. Everybody thinks that we're just a corned beef company.
Yeah.
But of course, me
But
being
no.
a foodie, I have other offerings like this. I have bacalao a la Vizcaína. This is the typical bacalao.
Yeah.
And then I have a la mestiza. That's my recipe. This is my lola's. This is my version. And then we have our new offering here, which is the tuna line.
Yellowfin, so it's a higher, more
It's
value.
higher value
Yeah.
because it's hamachi.
Yeah.
And then we have with virgin oil and then the spicy. That took me about a year to perfect even the moisture content of, not that I would know, but it's just how I would like to eat it.
Wow. So, dapat melts in your mouth kasi ganyan ang hamachi medyo, tender,
Kasi tuna for me is
dry, can be
it's
dry.
too dry, right? So, yeah. I said I'm gonna make a different
Oh,
kind.
Okay, must
And
try.
then so that's my dad's story. Do you want to know my story?
When you're talking about Jaka, di ba, you're thinking all these big projects. And then
Here
corned beef, it's such a small consumer product. So did it seem to, college parang project?
But it
Parang
worked.
pandesal, di ba?
But it
Pandesal
worked.
magic.
But it worked.
So you're saying it makes you in the how many figures?
Billions, yeah.
Really? Wow. Billions?
In the sales? Sales,
Yeah.
yeah.
Talaga? Corned
Yeah.
beef?
Yung nilalako ko lang noon. But it's now, because now it's more that they know it's a good brand. They know that anything that I put out there will be really top quality. So I think I've made the brand and people are getting to know the brand even if they want to cancel us out. We're so used to that.
Does it make a dent in the sales?
No. Actually, thank you po for the free marketing.
Let me try and explain where that is coming from. They find it very contradictory or very ironic because your father was out there in Camp Aguinaldo at the forefront of the fall of the father of the current president. And then now, he's his chief legal advisor.
Reasons have been said and explained. And I think if it's from the heart, and if you're really talking from the truth about what really transpired, there's always room for forgiveness.
So he sought forgiveness.
Yes. I mean, he's never really betrayed President Marcos. It was not like that.
He was going to be arrested by Marcos, di ba? That's really why
because of
happened.
what was being fed to President Marcos. And it was those people that was drawing a wedge between the two. That's my dad's story. Do you want to know my story?
Yes, of course.
I was just still 26 years old.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to go see the president in Makiki. My dad never knew. I went on my own. And then I asked to see if I could be given a chance to see the president. I just took a chance. pumayag. Kasi akala nila I had a message from my dad. So, I waited for the president. So, he sat down and he told me, I understand you have a letter, a message from your dad. And then I said, no. He stood up and he said, we have nothing to talk about. And he started to walk away. I said, I actually came here to try to find a way to make you and my dad start talking to each other. And then he turned, he came back, he sat down. We spoke for 3 hours. And that's all I'm going to say. I will keep that to myself. And that's why I know, without a shadow of a doubt, that they're okay. President Marcos prepared a tape for my dad, for me to give to my dad.
The boycott thing is also coming from, the last case that your dad had. He was really, what is it? They just said he was too old to be jailed.
It was my wish that there comes a point in time that he really clears his name, because the evidence that they have against my father is just very weak.
But his chief of staff is still in jail.
Yes, she's still in jail. But that doesn't mean that she did anything wrong, right? Just like Jingo is out, and the others are out. I think they were just it was just again, how Philippine politics is. Bakit naman po kailangan mag-boycott ng Philippine-made? 'Di ba? Ano ba talaga ang gusto natin mangyari sa ekonomiya natin dito? Pabagsakin na lang. Bakit lang ang sinisiro in lang ang Delimondo po? Bakit kaya?
Bakit?
Di ko alam.
Do you laugh together at the jokes about him? I mean,
The memes?
Yeah, the memes.
Yeah, we do actually during the pandemic. Actually, I want to collect them all nga to make people happy. So one day, because diba they were always saying that he came from the dinosaur age, we put my dad in the middle of the garden, and all of us girls wore brownies as our PPE, and we were dancing around him. So we were
amused by these memes.
We're amused.
Hindi
yes.
kayo na-insulto.
Especially when my dad got COVID. Okay? So instead of Enrile getting COVID, si COVID nagka-Enrile.
About the Cagayan Eco Zone, what are the plans for that?
We're really planning to make that a flagship project for President Marcos. So,
Will you get appointed? Are you hoping?
I hope, not because of my connection with my dad, but because my heart is in that place too.
You haven't yet accomplished enough?
No, it's. I guess it's just in my nature. I look at something and I see, what can I? It's just the way I am. I guess. What I can do to make this better for me. Something like that.
Quality ika nga is the best business plan, and Katrina Ponce Enrile is taking this to heart. Ika nga ni Katrina, kailanman ay hindi dapat isakripisyo ang kalidad ng iyong produkto dahil ito ang susi sa iyong tagumpay. Ako po si Ces Orenia Drilon at maraming salamat sa inyong panonood sa Usapang Bilyonaryo. Watch the full-length producer's cut on Bilyonaryo Digital on YouTube and on Bilyonaryo's Facebook page.